Smash Mouth Sports. I'm your host as always, and for the very brief time being, the co-host Cam Vieira. If you can read the title, we're getting into it. Cam hates Aaron Rodgers, and he absolutely loves Jordan Love. We got to get this on the air. We've got to get it out there.
We've argued about this for almost a year now.
Cam cannot stop talking about Jordan Love. He cannot stop talking about Jordan Love. We're getting this in on the air. We've had many shouting matches till 10, 11, 12 at night, 2 in the morning. Cam cannot stop talking about Jordan Love. So let's get it out for the world. Okay, I love Aaron Rodgers. I love Tom Brady as my guy. I've always loved Aaron Rodgers. Is he perfect? Off the field? No. He's damn near perfect on the field. Aaron Rodgers is as great as a quarterback as you can have, with the exception of both of our guy, Tom Brady. But you love Jordan Love. And you were just telling me this as we're prepping for this show, in between shows. Go ahead and say what you were going to say, that I was going to get upset because you said Colin Cowherd said that Aaron Rodgers is a spoiled brat. Go ahead. Go ahead and say it.
No, what he said was Aaron Rodgers.
Let me write this down. Go ahead.
Is in a very similar situation with the Packers right now.
Okay, let's hear it.
That Brett Favre was at the end.
Okay, no, but say what you were said. He's entitled. He's spoiled.
He's pouty.
He's pouty. Okay, let me write this down. So he's pouty. He's hard to deal with.
And he's expensive.
Okay, so he's expensive, pouty, hard to deal with. Okay,
exactly what Brett Favre was.
Okay, well, expensive. Every quarterback's expensive.
I know, but the high-paid quarterbacks don't win. That we've seen, hasn't it?
Okay, well, and I didn't want to go down this road. Okay, the other guys, I didn't go down this road because we only had them on for 15, 16 minutes. Deshaun Watson's expensive. Okay,
one quarterback in the last 15 years.
He's expensive, and he's got a multitude of problems. So the standard now for quarterbacks, there's two $40 million quarterbacks.
Mahomes and Watson.
And
Josh Allen
Deshaun Watson's 39.5, close to 40. For the purpose of this conversation, there's two.
And Josh Allen's probably about to be, correct.
Patrick Mahomes, we're not there yet. We're talking about today. Patrick Mahomes just renewed his deal. We don't have the details of that. So it hasn't been totally released. So for all realistic purposes, as far as expensive goes, Deshaun Watson is expensive from collateral. He's going to get suspended, all of the problems. But you love Jordan Love.
No, I don't.
So you keep defending Jordan Love.
Well, you're going to declare him a bust.
Hold on a second. You missed the whole clip that Cowherd said. Cowherd said that there are similar. Look, I would agree to a small degree. There is similarities from Brett Favre was an MVP and a legend and cost a lot of money. Aaron Rodgers is an MVP and a legend and cost. Okay, they're both great quarterbacks. That is the similarities, but that's where the similarities end. Aaron Rodgers has a contract, and if you want to, and I'm going to bring it up. Go ahead and say what you got to say while I bring up the contract.
But here's another thing they had in common. Brett Favre's last year in Green Bay, he was phenomenal. They went 13-3. They went to the NFC Championship game.
Right. They were 13-3. Aaron Rodgers was 13-3 2 years ago. NFC Championship game, they lost. They were 13-3. Lost to my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, correct?
And they lost to the New York Giants in 2007, Favre's last year in Green Bay. Here's my only thing. I don't agree with what the Packers
go ahead.
are doing. No, I'm not going to quote Felger and come on here and say sacred cow. I'm not going to do that.
We should get Felger and Matt. We should get Felger on. I tell you what.
He's on vacation.
He's better be glad he's on vacation because I'm fired up. But go ahead.
Here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers. He is difficult to deal with. We all know this.
Yes, and so was Mozart, and so was Prince, and so was Albert Einstein. They were difficult. The geniuses are difficult to deal with.
Correct. The Packers operate, I'm not saying I agree with this, as if they are still the Packers of the 60s and 70s, where they're the grand poobah, they're the biggest team in the league, they are the head that wears the crown, even though they've won 2 Super Bowls in 50 years.
They've won 2. They can put on whatever hat they want. And is my internet coming through? Why is my computer freezing up here? I'm so fired up. I'm so fired up, my computer is fired up. I'm so fired up, my computer is fired up. Okay, good. I want to make sure we're coming through loud and clear because my computer froze with anger and excitement. But look, I said it to you at the time. You were just happy, and now we've got this on tape for the world to see. You were just happy that you were right that the Packers could take Jordan Love. I said that would also not surprise me if they'd have stayed put. They traded up. What's that look for?
So this is so this is really the root of your
This is the hill that you're dying on. We've had this exact conversation no less than 15 times. You have a hard time every time understanding it. Write this down for the world. I've invited Jordan Love on this show. Jordan Love is too much of a coward to come on this show, okay?
Here's the thing, where I get off the book.
Not only does Jordan Love suck, okay, I want the world to hear Jordan Love sucks. Jordan Love is trash, okay? He's never going to be a good quarterback, ever, okay? Tim Boyle is the backup. So, I have a standing policy. Normally, I don't like to get into having long, heated conversations about third-string quarterbacks that are busts. He's third string, and he's a bust. So I would rather have Tim Boyle. I'd rather have Tim Boyle on this show than Jordan Love. I don't even want Jordan Love on this show because he would just bring down the show. Go ahead.
But here's the thing that's so you are so ready to declare this guy who hasn't thrown an NFL pass because there wasn't a preseason.
Is he a third string? Now, here we go. Keep going with the defensive.
We haven't seen him throw a football, and you're ready to declare him a bust? We haven't seen him throw a football.
How many great quarterbacks are third string quarterbacks?
None.
How many times have great quarterbacks been beat out by Tim Boyle?
He's raw. He's very raw.
Jordan Love is 4 years away from being 4 years away. Okay?
Here's a hot take.
Here we go. You just want to be right so bad.
No, I don't want to be right so bad. Just that you're bringing up this angst in me, and I'm bringing it up in you. So we're going to put it on the table right now.
Foolish bragging about Jordan Love. Look, nobody wants to go to Green Bay. Nobody. Okay?
Right,
they had to grossly overpay for Aaron Jones. Okay, they grossly overpaid at $12 million.
And Zadarius Smith, right?
Right. Well, we're talking about Aaron Jones for right. Zadarius Smith is a good player. The point is, nobody wants to go to Green Bay. That's my point. Nobody wants to go to Green Bay. So if you have an NFC Championship caliber team in the Packers with Aaron Rodgers.
You've been there 2 years in a row.
If you're close away, okay? If this team had Devin White, not that I don't want to lose Devin White. If this team had Levante David, if this team had JPP, if they had those kind of guys, a Vita Vea, a Ndamukong Suh, why didn't the Packers, my team, the Bucs? I wanted to finish with a positive show about how great my Bucs team did. I am going to say what they did, but unfortunately, you've derailed us as usual. So here's what I want to talk about. So here's what they've done. The Buccaneers have obviously re-signed Tom Brady, but here's who else they re-signed. Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, Shaq Barrett, Levante David, Jason Pierre-Paul, Donovan Smith, Ndamukong Suh, and the kicker Ryan Suckup.
Basically everybody but Antonio Brown.
Everybody but Antonio Brown and Fournette. If I put Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, Shaq Barrett, Levante David, and JPP, if I put those guys on the Packers, would they not be the team to be in the NFC?
They would. But do you know why the Buccaneers can afford those guys?
What are we talking about here?
Do you know why the Buccaneers can afford those guys?
Oh, let's hear it.
Tom Brady takes pay cuts. Aaron Rodgers doesn't. The highest paid quarterbacks don't win. One top 5 paid quarterback won the Super Bowl this past decade. One, and it was Eli Manning, his second one with the Giants.
Okay, well, here's your problem. I happen to have Aaron Rodgers' contract in front of me right now.
I know, it goes down. I know.
His base salary, we can get into the weeds if we want. Okay, his average salary is $33.5 million, is average.
Correct.
We're talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
By 2 years ago, that might have been a high number. By the modern standards of quarterbacks, I hate to bash Deshaun Watson because I've met him. From when I met him, he seemed like a nice guy. Okay, when I met him at church. When I met him, a friend of mine invited me to his church. I went to church because Deshaun Watson was there. Clemson, the whole team, blah blah blah. A few years ago, about 4 years ago, did not realize he had a dark side. This whole situation with Watson has gone way down the wrong road, but he's getting $40 million plus. Deshaun Watson is
Correct.
So, and you told me a year ago that you said Deshaun Watson was also better than Aaron Rodgers. You want to stand by that?
No. Aaron Rodgers was the best quarterback in the league last year.
Right.
I don't dispute that. I don't dispute that.
So if in light of the fact that quarterbacks are having major problems, Carson Wentz is having problems throwing the football. Jared Goff is having problems throwing the football. Deshaun Watson's not having problems throwing the football, but he is having major off the field problems.
Correct.
Major. So if I've got a quarterback, and look, I'll give you that. Aaron Rodgers is a little prima donna. He's a little pouty. Okay, we'll use your word. He's a little pouty. I wouldn't even argue he's a little pouty. Would you be pouty? You would be pouty if you had to work at a grocery store in Green Bay. You'd be pouty. Much less.
Well, Cowherd said this too. He said Aaron Rodgers has never been a fit for the city of Green Bay.
Cowherd said that, right?
Yes.
I agree with him. See, this is where you think Cowherd agrees with you, but he agrees with me. This is where you're having a breakdown. I agree that Aaron Rodgers is not a good fit. I said this to you before because you and Felger are lockstep, that you say, and Felger claims to be a Green Bay fan, which I'm skeptical of that there's no sacred cows. He is a sacred cow, for lack of a better word. Okay, if you use that analogy.
Why hasn't he elevated that team? Why have they won once?
Why haven't the Green Bay Packers been elevated? I just told you they went to the NFC Championship game twice. What are you talking about? Of course he's elevated. He's won a Super Bowl.
Why is he won
He won a Super Bowl. I believe he lost a Super Bowl to is he 1-1? I think he's 1-1 or 1-0. Whatever it is, he's won. He hasn't
been back. He's 1-0.
Okay, he won once. He's 1-0. For some reason, I thought they lost to the Steelers, but they're 1-0.
They beat the Steelers.
They beat the Steelers. They're 1-0. They've been to back-to-back NFC Championship game. I just named you 5 great free agents that they would absolutely have. If you're a free agent, would you rather come to Tampa Bay and play with Tom Brady and get paid towards the top? Or would you rather go to Green Bay? Give me a break. Of course he is elevated. Of course he's elevated this team. You're trying to tell me that Aaron Rodgers, with back-to-back NFC Championship games, has not elevated Green Bay, the Packers, and the city? How many shots have you had before you went on air tonight?
Why is he tied with Nick Foles for championships?
You can't be this stupid. This is why you sound ridiculous. You're telling me that you're sounding ridiculous now. Okay, so now what is your next argument? You're trying to say Nick Foles is now better than Tom Brady?
Of course not.
Because I hope you're not going down that road, because you're starting to sound a little crazy right now. If you're drunk, we'll let this go.
No,
are you drunk?
Punch. Just fruit
What's
punch.
in that? What is in that? Kool-Aid?
Mio.
Okay, yeah, a little bit of Mio, a little bit of Mio Jack Daniels. Okay, you can't compare anybody to Tom Brady. Tom Brady has 7. Okay, Tom Brady is the only guy that's won a championship with every professional team that he's played for.
Correct.
Okay, he won 6 with the Patriots. We all know he's won 1 with the Patriots or 1 with the Bucs, which we all know. Okay, so your argument is that Aaron Rodgers doesn't elevate his team because he's won 1 title.
He hasn't brought him to the championship level.
Is NFC Championship game not a 1 play away?
For a guy of yes, but for a guy of Aaron Rodgers' caliber, why is he only won once?
Dan Marino won 0. Brett Favre won 1.
He's better than Dan Marino. He's better than Brett Favre. I've told you many times. To me, Aaron Rodgers is the 4th best quarterback of all time.
Okay, Brady, we're not going to get into 4th Manning. Or 3rd or 9th or
Brady,
12th.
Montana, Manning. Then I got Rodgers 4.
Okay, well, you want a hot take? I'm going to say it right now. My chips are over there. I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Joe Montana. So,
I mean, given the number,
if we're talking about a thrower of the football, Joe Montana has had 4 Super Bowls to 1. That's what you're going to say. Okay,
Jerry Rice.
Where would you rather play? Would you rather, if you're a free agent, Would you rather go to San Francisco, Tampa, or would you rather end up in Green Bay in the snow?
If I had to rank that, I would go Tampa, Green Bay, San Francisco in that order. Me personally, I have no desire to live in San Francisco.
Okay, I have no desire to live in Green Bay. San Francisco's got a lot of problems because of all the shenanigans going on in Silicon Valley.
The only problem in Green Bay is the weather.
That's a huge problem. No, there's nothing to do in Green Bay. Nobody wants to go to Green Bay. Nobody. They traded for Brett Favre.
And they drafted Aaron Rodgers.
And they drafted Aaron Rodgers.
Right,
so
and you said the equivalent.
Even as great as those guys are, it's not like either one of those guys chose to live there. So go ahead and say what you got to say, and then we're going to wrap this up with what I'm going to say.
You said the equivalent would have been with the Jordan Love pick. When people compared it to Aaron Rodgers and what they did with Brett Favre, you said the equivalent would have been had Joe Burrow fallen or had Justin Herbert fallen.
Aaron Rodgers, that's what you're having a hard time with because you keep saying, oh, well, it's the same thing. No, it isn't the same thing. Aaron Rodgers I wanted my Tampa Bay Buccaneers to take Aaron Rodgers 5th overall when they chose Cadillac Williams.
2005, correct.
Okay, because we're going to bring that draft up back here in a minute because there's no other way to talk about it. It was between Alex Smith and Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
And I hope you're not trying to say that Alex Smith was a better pick than Aaron Rodgers. I hope that's not
But ironically,
you hate Aaron Rodgers so much train that you're not trying to make that argument, are you?
No. But ironically, I do believe San Francisco is where Rodgers is going to finish because this will be Rodgers' last year in Green Bay. Mark my word. It will absolutely be his last year in Green Bay.
And you think that's a good thing for Green Bay?
No,
I'm telling you right now, because let me tell you what's going to happen in Green Bay. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You could be right. This could be Aaron Rodgers' last year, which it should be his last year. I think Aaron Rodgers should absolutely leave Green Bay. And you know what's going to happen? Because you're going to say, well, what did he do for Green Bay? He won one measly Super Bowl and a couple NFC championships. That's the attitude that you're giving off. Okay, that's your lucky. What has Bill Belichick done before and after Tom Brady? Okay, so let's see what he does. Let's see. The Patriots loaded up. They spent $200 million, and they could win 9 or 10 or 11 games. They could have a good season and win 10 or 11. They have a loaded roster. On every side of the ball, the roster's loaded. But I'm telling you right now, if this Patriots team does not win 11 or 12 or 13 games, which many people are projecting, if for whatever reason this team wins 8 games, 9 games, oh, well, they missed a field goal and they got a punt blocked and Cam Newton threw an interception touchdown late in the season trying to go to Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. Okay, and they don't get to where they need to be, the people are going to light things on fire.
I don't dispute that.
So let's live in reality. If Aaron Rodgers was, first of all, he doesn't even have an owner.
Correct.
They are in a weird, Green Bay is in a weird, you know what else Cowherd said? And I 110% agree with what Cowherd said.
No, if the NFL was created today, Green Bay would be.
If the NFL was created today, Green Bay would not even have a team. And he's right. They wouldn't have a team.
It's not just the smallest market in football. It's the smallest market in sports. All four sports.
You're right. It's the smallest market in sports. Green Bay is not even a top 50 market. They're not even a top 50 market. That's why when you're like, oh, well,
would they be better off a few miles down the road in Milwaukee?
No, they would be better. First of all, Milwaukee is a substantially bigger market than Green Bay. Yes, but the thing with Green Bay is there's a lot of problems with Green Bay. The weather, the city. This is not against the people of Green Bay. I love the people of Green Bay. The people of Green Bay have a great heart. The people of Green Bay is a great city. What I'm explaining to you, which you're having a hard time understanding, is all these guys that I named. Okay, let's go to your team. You signed Matthew Judon. Why did Matthew Judon sign with Green Bay?
Because they probably didn't offer him a contract.
Why didn't Hunter Henry? Why didn't Green Bay pay $12 million a year for Hunter Henry?
Why didn't they pay for J.J. Watt like everyone thought they would?
Why didn't they get J.J. Watt? Why on earth would J.J. Watt go to now. I don't think J.J. Watt is elite at this stage of the game, but he's a locker room guy and all of those things.
He's from Wisconsin.
He's from Wisconsin.
I've realized something. You think this whole storyline with athletes when they're free agents of, oh, do they want to go home? You think that's overrated, don't you?
Of course it's overrated. You love that story. You absolutely love that story. And it is so overrated. It's ridiculous. Okay? It's so overrated that it's ridiculous. But let's get back to the task at hand here. You're an NFC Championship caliber team. This Green Bay Packers team is whiskers away. Now, obviously, I'm biased, but I think my Buccaneers are going to handle whoever they need to handle in the NFC. That includes Green Bay. Okay? The Saints are imploding. Okay? Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
It wouldn't surprise me if the Saints won 9 or 10 games.
That would shock me. That would shock me because this Saints team does not have – first of all, they don't have a tight end because their tight end is going to be their starting quarterback, so they don't have a tight end anymore at Taysom Hill. So the tight end is now the quarterback. Their gadget guy in Taysom Hill is now the quarterback. Teams are going to load the box against the Saints with Taysom Hill. I love Taysom Hill, as you know. Teams are going to load the box. They are going to tell them, beat us over the top, Taysom Hill, and that's not going to happen. They are going. The Saints are going to. It's going to be a Herculean effort for this talented Saints team to win 8 or 9 games. They lost. They might have been one of the best rosters besides Tampa Bay last year. The Saints, because they beat the Bucs twice.
That's true. But back to the Packers. The Packers won't be in the NFC Championship game this year. In my opinion, it'll be the Bucs and the Rams.
But here is okay. You could be right, but here's what you're missing. To get back to Jordan Love, which is the crux of the issue, which you're having a hard time with, and now we've got it out into the ether. Okay, and we're going to tweet this out to the umpteenth degree, and I want you to tweet this out to the umpteenth degree. He is California cool Aaron Rodgers. I agree. But here is the point. You're an NFC Championship caliber team. I'm talking about the Packers. You traded a first-round pick for Jordan Love, who absolutely is a bust. You can save this in the ether. You traded your second-round pick, which you obviously did not draft a defensive guy, which you desperately needed help with on defense. This year, Jordan Love is going to be a 0 for your team. If Jordan Love is playing for the Packers this year,
something went wrong.
Something went wrong. Okay, that means Aaron Rodgers got injured. That means he either got traded because you've done something you've just done, messed him up. You pissed him off. So that's another.
They have pissed him off.
And they have pissed him off. So that's and you've also pissed him off. And we've seen with Brady, you can play till you're 42 and 43 if you're an elite quarterback, or 44 in some cases. We've seen that.
No, I agree with you. But Rodgers is going to finish his career somewhere else. It's not going to be in Green Bay.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
I agree with you.
What's going to happen is after Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, okay? So you brought up the money. The Packers will be so irrelevant. If this video ever gets to the Packers Nation, they're going to be so angry because I'm right. They're going to be so angry because I'm right. They are going to go into oblivion. They're going to dream. They're going to fantasize about 9 and 10, 11, 13 win seasons. After this is over and if Jordan Love is handed the keys, this is going to be a 4 and 5 and 6 win team.
Time will tell, my friend. Time will tell.
You're confident in Jordan Love? You're confident that Jordan Love and this group can win 12 or 13 games? Is that what you want to say?
No.
Say it with your chest. If you believe it, if you believe that Jordan Love is the Trevor Lawrence 2.0,
I think he can. If Jordan Love,
let's hear it. Go ahead and say it. Get it out there.
No, this is a question.
You've been waiting all day to say this. You've been waiting all year to say this.
I need to hear it from you. If Jordan Love hits his absolute ceiling, give me a comp.
If Jordan Love hits his absolute comp, he is lucky to be a Teddy Bridgewater or a Tyrod Taylor.
If he hits,
we just had Ted Weaver on, and he hates Teddy Bridgewater. The Panthers hate Teddy Bridgewater. They just signed him to a $23 million a year deal, and they would get out of this deal if they could. They have to pay Teddy Bridgewater another $23 million for next year.
If Jordan Love hits his ceiling, this is my opinion.
Oh, let's hear it.
He can be Dak Prescott.
I know, because you're an idiot. Because, and I say that with all due respect, you are an idiot if you think Jordan Love is Dak Prescott or Patrick Mahomes
Not
or
Mahomes.
Deshaun Watson.
No, do not put words in my mouth. I said that not Mahomes, not Watson, not even Aaron Rodgers. Prescott.
Okay, let me help you out. Dak Prescott is not Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott had the best O-line of football for 4 years. He had the best running back in football for 4 years. He also had talented receivers, and Jason Witten towards the tail end of his career, talented player. We're going to find out this year if Dak Prescott is Dak Prescott. That's what we're going to find out.
You're right.
I know I'm right, and I'm right about this. And you're hitching your ride to Jordan Love. And let me say this before we go off the air about Jordan Love. Tua is probably a bust, and they spent the 5th overall pick on him, the Miami Dolphins.
And Justin Herbert won a pick later, correct?
Correct. If Jordan Love was Justin Herbert, you'd be thrilled. Then you could afford to let Aaron Rodgers go. You never want Aaron Rodgers to go, but if you had Herbert in the wings, you'd say, okay, we can build on things. But the last thing I'll say, all of these guys, nobody wants to go to Green Bay. Green Bay doesn't understand. You keep telling me, by the way, like and subscribe to the channel in case we get kicked off here, because the internet is going buck wild with all the construction that's going on downtown here. Like and subscribe. But last thing I'll say with Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers is this. You keep telling me the Packers do think it's 50 years ago. The Packers are delusional.
They are.
They are delusional. They do not understand who they are, who the Packers are. The Packers need to be the best drafting team in the league, which they are not. They need to be the smartest team in the league, which they are not. And they're not living in reality, because here is another thing that they did, and I'm going to get to, which you also missed, like Cowherd said. So this year that's coming up, the total dead cap money is $38.3 million. He's doing base salary.
He's playing this year for them, yes.
100%. 14.7 in base, which is a fantastic bargain. He's due $11.5 million in signing. Okay, so let's just round up. Let's call that, for the purposes of this conversation, let's call that $27 million and change. He's got workout bonuses, restructure, yada, yada, yada. The key is the roster bonus, which is $6.8 million.
Correct.
What Green Bay failed miserably. Let's round up and call it an even $7 million for cap purposes. They could have taken that $7 million slice this year. They could have put that $7 million into a slice for 2022. They did not.
And they did that intentionally.
They did that intentionally. Like you said, because there's a sick part of Green Bay, which is the whole reason it was bad to draft Jordan Love to begin with, which is what it signifies, that they're not happy with Jordan Love because they think he's pouty. He thinks he's a sacred cow. Let's say Tom Brady, let's say Patrick Mahomes. I'm telling you right now, if Aaron Rodgers played for that Chiefs team last year with Tyreek Hill and Kelsey and all of the other guys, he would have given them a bet. Nobody was beating Tampa Bay, but he would have given them a better shot. He would have thrown a touchdown.
I agree.
Aaron Rodgers would have thrown a touchdown, because guess what? You know what we saw? You know what we also saw? And we're going to end it with this. Like and subscribe. We're going to end it with this. Green Bay had a chance to make it competitive against the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers.
Correct.
Their idiot coach did not go for 2.
No, you're right. 100%. 100%.
So we've said our piece with Jordan Love. We've said our piece with Aaron Rodgers.
Then we'll tell who's right.
there is no time will tell. I'm 100% right. The fact that your argument, the fact that your camp is in the we can't wait for Jordan Love to take over for Aaron Rodgers camp is a horrible take. That is awful today. That was awful a year ago. That will be awful 5 years from now, no matter what happens.
We'll see, my friend.
And last thing, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Next year, the dead cap money is $17 million in dead cap.
Which in today's NFL is not much.
In today's NFL, $17 million is a bargain.
Correct.
Okay?
The Eagles are absorbing a $30 million hit for Carson Wentz.
Right. So what are we talking about here? So let me say this. We're going to get into this. Internet is going crazy. We got 5% battery left because we didn't expect to go hours and hours. But here's what we're going to say this. I'm going to get into really quickly. 2005, was it 2005 or 2004 NFL draft?
2005.
2005. NFL draft, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I think we lost Preston there for a moment. We'll give it some time to come back on the air. But he really is become an Aaron Rodgers defender, hasn't he? And which is ironic because for years he didn't like Aaron Rodgers. And here's the funny thing, now that I can say this without Preston here. I agree with him. I don't think Jordan Love's going to be very good. So, but I understand why the Packers made that decision. I do. So, I think Preston's going to be out for now. Looks like he lost his battery power, lost his camera. So we'll end it here. Thanks for watching Smash Mouth Sports. Like and subscribe.
Boy, this video just keeps going and going.